So, starting with the next set of topics, FDI norms are said to be eased. So, foreign direct investment, as we just now discussed, how important they are for investment in the country, and so as to reduce the reduce the burden on government for expenditure. So, its government is planning to ease the FDI regulations further. कैसे by streamlining the clearance processes. कि कैसे जो compliance है, if it becomes easier, तो उससे investment it will be boosted and the ease of doing business and the encouragement to the infrastructural and capital development that will also further enhance. तो वो allow कर रहे हैं 100% foreign ownership of locally incorporated e-gaming ventures that offer games of skill on their platforms. And also the existing laws हैं to decriminalize offenses that are not serious in nature. So again, further regulation is needed here because again, gaming industry, so it is one of the most emerging areas here, especially in India.
Apart from this, two more changes: streamlining the clearance processes in few areas where still VC restrictions are there. And third would be the calibrated opening of big ticket areas like retail and e-commerce to the foreign investors. So this would be again bringing more finance, more FDI, because FDI comparing to FEI is more long term. It creates more assets, which leads to more generation of employment opportunities, and it helps in, we can say, more economic strengthening also in real sense.
Hmm. So when we talk about make in India and further local to global and vocal for local, so these are all the terms for self-reliance and scope to improve the manufacturing's share in GDP. Further regulatory hit on business competition key challenges. So after record profits, Zerodha's Kamat foresees perfect storm. So Nitin Kamath, he is the founder and CEO of Zerodha, the country's most profitable brokerage house. So here this is regarding the revenues, and even though the discount brokerage house has logged revenues of 8,320 crore and profit of X amount in financial 2024, he expects the uniform charge structure, derivative regulatory changes proposed by the SEBI, and the higher securities transaction tax to hit revenues by a good 50%. So this is majorly regarding the regulation by SEBI and the other bodies and how they impact the revenues.
So after 2020, we have seen that a lot of brokerage firms, they have emerged. So firstly, their regulation by SEBI, that has become very important, as it is being done also in order to protect the investors' interest. Then these brokerage apps, which are again example of private sector apps, because before this we were having banks, they were providing this opportunity, and that was very costly. So in a way, we can say that these brokerage apps, they have provided, or they have helped in increasing more equity when it comes to the investors having one single platform which is more competitive, which is not so costly, and at the same time it has eased the way of investing as well. But the challenge is that, as we were discussing few days back also, that 91% of the investors, they are into losses. So that behavior, how the behavioral change can be done is the challenge. And apart from this, we are seeing technical glitches, they happen sometimes. So in when you are like midway into a trade, which is again, if it that is an intraday trade, so it is very it is like a kind of a thing that you might suffer huge amount of losses, because every second counts in that. So these are major challenges apart from the other that we have discussed.
Hmm. Next group of ministers for GST cut on educational items. So GST rate rationalization. तो जीएसटी के रिफॉर्म्स में we also discussed regarding creation of a multi-structured approach in this. कि कैसे there can be reduction in the tax slabs and also जो categories होती है of GST that can three categories can be created instead of the on the basis of the type of items instead of the specific rates for different items so as to enhance the efficiency and decrease the burden or issues. Further, यहाँ पे this is regarding education materials कि कैसे GST for education materials they propose to be reduced to 5% from 12%. So again making it more affordable for the individuals since GST of course is again indirect tax and everyone has to pay the same for the same item. So many textile and apparel items may attract 12% or 18% tax instead of current 5%. So this is majorly regarding balancing between what is more crucial and necessary for the basic development of an individual and what is more of a luxury item, if to quote. So they will submit report to the GST Council on rate rationalization. जिसके बाद after further discussions in October. So they have been calling for switching to three slab GST structure. As I just now mentioned, 9%, 18%, and 27%. And currently जो है there are four slabs. 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28%. Next, Finance Minister exhorts AIIB to adopt client-centric approach. The Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank should continue focus on a client-centric approach and facilitate low-income countries to avail financial resources. तो सिमिलरली जब हम बात करते हैं वर्ल्ड बैंक की या इवन आईएमएफ की के व्हाट आर द एंड इवन द Bank for Reconstruction and Development. So these are such global institutions which majorly work upon the economic policies and even the lending, and they also help the countries in debts for the development के case maybe. So here it is priorities proposed for the low income countries so that they can avail financial resources through technical assistance and other non-financial services.
So Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank was founded in 2016. It's a multilateral development bank and headquartered in Beijing, China. So the founding member countries were China, India, Russia, and United Kingdom. So we need to remember USA and Japan are not the members of it. And China is the largest shareholder with 26.5% of voting power. And second is India. And the bank, it started with authorized capital of $100 billion. So focus areas is energy, especially clean energy. Then in transport, we have highways and railways, telecommunications, urban development, water supply, and sanitation. So India has 7.6% voting share in AIIB. And when we are comparing with again the functioning of the World Bank, because it is also providing developmental finance, so that we can say that was again it is having more of the tendencies or its functioning, they are western oriented, western world oriented or developed world oriented. But other banks like when we're talking about even the BRICS, the Asian Development Bank, or when we're talking about the NDDB or the AIIB, so even in that case we see that it is showcasing more of democratic tendencies in terms of its functioning because of better share or like a representation of even the global south. And even in Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, it is not only limited, the membership is not only limited to Asian countries, but even non-Asian countries also.
Hmm. Next, economics seek more consumption surveys. So when we talk about the surveys and importance of the statistics and data, they can help in better tracking and what are the reforms that are needed, उनके लिए भी they can help. So Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So Statistics Ministry may look at conducting the household consumption expenditure survey more regularly to ensure frequent base revision of the consumer price index and the other macroeconomic indicators. So base year, it aims to update the base year of CPI by 2026. Currently मानसी जी again 17-18 है इसमें भी in CPI base year.
राइट। इसमें सीपीआई में आई थिंक हैव टू चेक, इसमें 2017-18 नहीं होगा, इट शुड बी 2011-12।
So index of industrial production.
It is 2011-12 only. Only in case of GDP calculation, we saw that it was updated to 2017-18. And here we are talking about CPI, so we are also talking about reforming to or a shift to producer price index compared to CPI. So that is going to be more accurate, more efficient, and giving us real-time data and the real picture of how the economic changes are happening.
So 10 years of Make in India. So Modi says initiative a roaring success.
Prerna, your voice is reduced.
The scope to improve share of manufacturing in GDP. Defense production at a record high. तो जब हम मेक इन इंडिया की बात करते हैं तो मेजरली जो फोकस और द एरिया ऑफ the area of scope is to improve share of manufacturing sector in the GDP.
Increasing the share up till 18 to 19% is the target.
So to give a boost to the critical job creating sector of the economy. And here we can see the trends. In renewable energy, India is the fourth largest producer globally, with the capacity increasing by 400% in just a decade. Further PLI, DLI schemes are here. And even the mobile phone productions. And 99% of the phones used in India are made locally. And in steel, India has become a net exporter of finished steel, with production increasing by over 50% since 2014.
So sorry, I misquoted. Right now, the share is between 17 to 18%. Target is 25%. And in terms of manufacturing sector, we are focusing on job creation more in the labor intensive sector, because that is again one unique advantage of the local condition in India. So labor intensive sector, focusing upon reducing the capital output ratio, that is an indicator of the efficiency and the competitiveness of the manufacturing or the industrial sector in India. And then we are having the National Industrial Corridor Development Programs. We are having NIMS also, the national, I think it's National Infrastructure Manufacturing Zones in India. So cluster-based approach, we're taking the hub and spoke model forward.
Further, NCLAT didn't apply its mind in Byju's case. So, National Company Law Appellate Tribunal, so which set aside the insolvency proceedings against the EdTech major Byju's. and approached the due settlement with the Board of Control for Cricket in India. So it closed the insolvency proceedings against Byju's. So again, insolvency is the condition when the company is no longer able to pay the debt, and bankruptcy is again the declaration of the inability of the company to pay the debt. So insolvency and bankruptcy code भी है, and here again, National Company Law Appellate Tribunal. It again helps in the fast solving of such cases regarding the companies. So Mansi, who is it that who pays the debts etc. in case of जैसे declare कर दिया and set aside कर दिया the insolvency proceedings against it, वो repayment कैसे होता है फिर?
Promoter या फिर proprietor जो है of the company, he or she pays it, and that is through either you declare, like we've been talking about, या तो efforts are taken in terms of restructuring so as to revive back that company, or
Hmm.
the company is liquidated, that the assets of the company they are sold and the debt is repaid.
Hmm. What was that term? Re कैसे?
Liquidation में it is like the company is completely dissolved in a way. It will no longer exist, because it will, in a way, its assets will be sold and that money would be used to repay the debt. And another one is that through insolvency, through resolution of the proper mechanism or the debt, the company, it decides that what structural changes in its functioning can be done so that it grows in future, and from that money or that profit the
Hmm.
debt can be repaid, but it
Hmm.
takes longer time, so it depends upon the situation.
Hmm. Further again regarding the edible oil prices up 5 to 10% may see further hikes. So again we read regarding edible oil कि कैसे India it is import dependent for 60% of the edible oil consumption and 40% is domestically produced. Or spike in domestic oil seed rates may push price hike in edible oils further. Duties on crude palm, soybean, and sunflower oils they have been raised to 27.5% from 5.5%. The duty hike की वजह से the Monday price of soybean and mustard has risen above the MSP. So again here a policy management and कैसे the government policy it must not be skewed and there should be no bias for the consumer, producers
There
and
we are seeing
consumers.
duty has been hiked because one factor is that naturally the inflation rate in oil in the fat category, it was in the negative zone. It means that we were seeing deflation since February 2023. That inflation was happening, but again at a smaller rate. So that gap, in that case, the government increased the import duty, but that has again lead to increase in the prices, and the consumers are seeing that prices are inflated. Another thing can be that as we are focusing upon self-sufficiency on domestic production, so in order to protect the domestic producers, this can be a step. But again, that is going to take certain time in terms of developing that amount of self-sufficiency, because we are importing 60% or close to 24 to 25 million tons of the edible oil. And then demand supply also we see that because of festive season, the demand is also increased. So that is also third factor, which has led to increase in the prices.
Bankers told to know their districts well. तो बैंकिंग सर्विसेज के एक्सेस को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए देयर इज अ नीड टू इम्प्रूव द यूजेस ऑफ फैसिलिटीज. Reserve Bank Deputy Governor Swaminathan J has said. तो एक्सेस टू बैंकिंग एंड फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज को इनहांस करना इवन इन द मोस्ट रिमोट एरियाज. लेकिन there is still considerable ground to cover in deepening the financial inclusion. तो greater focus होना चाहिए on promoting usage and improving the quality of services. तो कैसे हो सकता है ये? डिटेल डेमोग्राफिक इंफॉर्मेशन, एग्रीकल्चरल ट्रेंड्स, बैंकिंग पेनिट्रेशन एंड एक्टिविटीज, performance metrics under the annual credit plans. Further, we also read about the unified lending interface. तो क्या वो इसमें कोई रोल प्ले कर सकता है so as to tracking of data के at one particular platform or portal itself all the data regarding the current assets and the current situation of the debtor can be assessed and uske according the loan can be provided. So this we have already taken up regarding the LAC talks and cases में key terms are regarding the de-induction, de-escalation and further disengagement and also regarding the working mechanism for consultation and coordination on India-China borders affairs. So patrolling is the main concern. So India's difficult history with China said the parallel rise of the two countries presented very unique problem. And India-China relationship is the key to future of Asia. Okay, in a way, you can say that if the world needs to be multipolar, Asia has to be multipolar. The event was titled India, Asia, and the World. So we also discussed about the deployment of the troops here for patrolling purposes. Further shades of 1982, Israel has taken on Hezbollah in Lebanon. But will the escalation achieve its military objectives? तो again यहाँ पर heightened concerns are about the full-scale hostilities in the West Asia and the risks to rapidly escalate of the conflict spilling over from Israel to Lebanon and Syria. So further
So
here,
question. We see that when it is written whether the escalation will lead to meeting the military objectives or not. So, like one question is, what is Israel's end game? Naturally, if this manner of war or this attacks cannot keep just going on, it has to end somewhere. So there's a clear and present danger of overreach and the possibility of committing strategic blunders. Like यहाँ पे इसको डिस्कस किया जा रहा है in the context of 1982 also when it invaded Lebanon. So overreach and possibility of committing strategic blunders. So such type of tone should be there even on our answers also. Every time Israel crosses the Iranian camps, red line with the bold strikes or assassinations faces the limited fire.
तो financial transformation, a lesson in financial transformation. किन किन areas में चाहिए and why exactly is it required? So, through resilience, reforms, and a commitment to responsible growth, Mauritius has become a key player in facilitating the global investments. So, here is the article is mainly regarding India and Mauritius relations. So, Mauritius leveraged its geographical advantage by signing double taxation agreements with 46 countries. So, it has from a sugar dependent economy from at a time of independence in 1968 to one of the Africa's wealthiest nations today. So ये remarkable transformation कैसे हुआ? It has also become a globally trusted international financial center. So they have adapted to better to their geography and hence harnessed its advantage. So they have diversified economy, moving beyond sugarcane to other sectors like export-oriented manufacturing in textiles, tourism, financial and business services. इंडियन मॉरिशस की बात करते हैं तो अगेन इंडिया मॉरिशस डबल टैक्सेशन अवॉइडेंस अग्रीमेंट इट प्लेड अ क्रूशियल रोल between India and Mauritius. And Mauritius accounted for 34% of India's total FDI.
So Mauritius and Singapore are the largest FDI investors in India.
Hmm. Further, when we talk about money laundering, तो उसमें again financial action task force and PMLA and further FEMA Act की जब हम बात करते हैं 1999, so they all become important. And anti-money laundering and countering the financing of terrorism. तो उसके regarding में there must be agreements that must be created here.
And historically, also, when we're talking about the India-Mauritius relations during the British colonial time period, we saw Indian indentured laborers were sent to Mauritius to work on the sugar plantations after the abolition of slavery.
Hmm.
So currently, also today, 68% of the Mauritius population is of Indian origin because of this thing. So primarily, they're from regions like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu. So even cultural relations, we have significant influence on the Mauritius, like Hinduism, Islam, and the Indian cultural traditions. They thrive there. Festivals like Holi, Diwali, Eid, they are also widely celebrated. And the languages, Bhojpuri, Hindi, they are also widely spoken languages in Mauritius. And Indian classical music, dance, Bollywood, cinema, they have strong presence.
Next is regarding Competition Commission of India. So how CCI plans to stop killer acquisitions. The concept of deal value threshold has been introduced in the merger review regime by the Competition Amendment Act 2023 and the Competition Commission of India Regulations 2024. तो ये कैसे हेल्प करेगा स्मॉल इनोवेटर्स इन द डिजिटल स्पेस सर्वाइव तो डील वैल्यू थ्रेशोल्ड तो typically mergers and acquisitions they are responses to market signals जो provide करते हैं firms को with avenues for inorganic growth synergies and much needed exits लेकिन they can also cause excessive concentration potential abuse of dominance or stymie innovation इसीलिए एक threshold is needed here which must be notified to CCI for review before they can be given consummated.
So the deal value threshold is equal to rupees 2,000 crores. And further after this, then it will also entail scrutiny of the mergers where the consideration exceeds the target's market value and turnover should be rupees 500 crores to meet again significant business operations criteria. So de minimis exemption is that it's a pre-existing exemption from mandatory filing that has now been encoded in the law. So it is not applicable if DVT is met, that the domestic value, which is the impact of this on the ongoing mergers and acquisitions. So it is just ensuring that in terms of the performance of different like companies and the mergers and acquisitions that are being planned, they survive in the long term. That shouldn't fail after mergers and acquisitions. How we can make them successful. So this is one way of assessing the performance of their businesses and what is the likelihood of the merger and acquisitions of different companies.
तो ग्लोबल इकोनॉमी की बात करते हैं तो इट मूव्स बियॉन्ड इन्फ्लेशन क्राइसिस. तो सेंट्रल बैंक रेट वॉच. तो 2025-26 का फोरकास्ट.
So we are seeing that internationally, for example, the European Central Bank, they have started to reduce the interest rate, which is known as the repo rate in India. And even we are expecting that even Fed would be going ahead with this and even like RBI also. So we are seeing that inflation, they are moving beyond inflation crisis. Crisis is the term. So it indicates we are moving more towards stability as far as inflation is concerned. And we will be focusing more upon, again, the expansionary monetary policy, which will be supporting the growth. So as we have talked this before also, that there is always a trade-off between inflation and the growth rate. Because if we are increasing the repo rate, it will be supporting and reducing the inflation because it will reduce the money supply in the economy. Plus, if we are reducing the repo rate, we see that the borrowing cost will reduce, which will boost the investment. But if again, it will lead to more of money supply in the economy, so that can lead to increase in the inflation. So that is why assessing what is the right time to reduce the repo rate is a challenge and a difficult task.
तो further bridging India's manufacturing gap. तो इसमें again India is the fifth largest manufacturing powerhouse, producing nearly $560 billion worth of goods per year. तो GVA का जो शेयर है it is again stuck at 17%. And we just now discussed, तो aim है, goal is to make it 25%. So it may be recalled India's ease of doing business ranking had improved from 143 in 2014 to 63 in 2020. So still long way ahead. Policy we just now discussed about regarding the be it NIMS or even the National Industrial Corridor Development Program, setting above industrial hubs, industrial townships in places there is Rulkira, Burkaro or Jamshedpur. तो ब्रॉडर रीजनल डेवलपमेंट होनी चाहिए इससे. पीएम गति शक्ति again to ensure enhancement of transport infrastructure. So these are the areas that we can work upon. The social infrastructure gaps को fill करना.
So why growth in the manufacturing sector is important? Because it is connected with the growth of agriculture sector also. If we see manufacturing or the industrial sector growth happening, so we can say that the disguised unemployment, the surplus labor in agriculture can be attracted to the manufacturing sector. So that is one of the structural changes that we want that to happen so that even agriculture sector can contribute and the surplus labor is also contributing to the gross value added in real sense. And secondly, we are focusing simultaneously upon the multimodal connectivity with these townships and the different like industrial parks that we are creating so that logistics cost can also reduce because in India, we say approximately 80% of the trade is happening through roadways.
Further, better harvest in rice, wheat, millets to fuel record output. So again, government expects 332 million ton in 2023-24 agri year. Setback in pulses may lead to higher imports. So pulses and core cereals, they face challenges in the 2023-24 season. तो rise in food grade production है, but again as we have been discussing about since long कि कैसे जो millets हैं, oilseeds and pulses हैं, इन पे और ज़्यादा focus is required है. But since millets and oilseeds के लिए already they have been initiatives that are being taken up, pulses के ऊपर भी more focus is required so as to reduce the import dependence or even the imported inflation. तो क्लाइमेटिक चैलेंजेस एंड जो न्यूट्रिशनल इनसिक्योरिटी होती है उनको प्रिवेंट करने के लिए सच रेजिलियंस क्रॉप्स कैन बी यूज्ड so as to further enhance the nutritional value as well. और रीजन स्पेसिफिक जब हम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की बात करते हो ऑफ द क्रॉप्स कि हाउ एरिया वाइज दे कैन बी इंश्योर्ड their production. So India sets sail for maritime dominance. So beyond shipbuilding, India is gearing up to launch a ship repair and recycling mission. तो again shipbuilding and shipwriting and recycling mission के अलावा भी we also read about the containers कि कैसे इंडिया में जो containers की production है जो वो बहुत ज़्यादा कम है. तो again it further requires the increase in the manufacturing of steel etc. तो उन इंडस्ट्रीज में अगर बूस्ट होगा तो they will further boost that will be seen increase in the production of containers as well. So here this is regarding port facilities development. जैसे
Like
in
here, 12
Chabahar in
areas are
Iran and
12 areas are mentioned which are important for the growth of again the shipping industry. Financing, insurance, when it comes to security, ship ownership and leasing, charting, all of these can be again made a part of the answers. So Sagamala Development Co. Limited. So we can say that it is important for the growth of entire blue economy that we are focusing. So even green shipping, sustainable fuel for the shipping industry, so that greenhouse gases emissions can be reduced, and we are also able to meet the carbon neutrality goal by 2070. And also in terms of the response time, when it comes to the shipping industry, in case of India, it is a number of days. Whereas globally, where we are seeing that better competition, more competitive markets, it is just like in few hours is the response time. But in case of India, it takes 2 to 3 days in loading and offloading. And one more major development which has happened is the transshipment port which is being opened in India is I think it is near Vizag. So transshipment port will also help in reducing this thing, but we need more capacity generation.
So thank you everyone for joining. We will continue with the next session with next set of important articles. Thank you.